You don't know how easy you've got it now. Now you've got all these appetite suppressants coming out, and even if they do build tolerance, they make things a lot easier. You go from losing fat effortlessly to just having to use some willpower. But before the appetite suppressants, to get lean, to lose significant amounts of fat, you had to do it the hard way. And especially for myself, with a sleep condition that makes you wake up with no energy, terrible mood, willpower and sticking to your goals and things like that is like low on the priority because you've just woken up like pissed off. Yeah. And not only that, I'm already fat and I've got a binge eating issue. So for me to get lean, it was 10 times harder than the average person who wakes up full of beans in a happy mood and is nowhere near as fat as me because he didn't take the piss with dirty bulking and binge eating. So how did I do it? I've done tons of video on this before, and Dave Trains just reminded me in his story with the green beans, and it's been a long while since I've caned the green beans. The last time I caned them was just before my operation. I was on a ton of antibiotics, and every time I ate something high in fibre like veg, it just ruined me. So I've been really put off them lately. But what I found is, this cut here in 2021, when I went from this massive blob up here to pretty dialed in down here, and I was well on my way to get very, very lean. And all sorts of stuff got in the way of my life. Crazy stories, maybe I'll talk about them one day. Not long after that, I went to Magaluf anyway. After this diet anyway, I started probably the best rebound I've ever done in my life. I've never seen muscle come on so quick and in so much. I've done videos on that as well. What I did is, Alan Kress, a massive top coach in the US, constantly would talk about how he doesn't track vegetables. And I was like, how can you not track vegetables? Surely you have to, they've got calories. And then I see countless other people debating whether you should track them on. I went, do you know what? I'm going to give it a go. I started adding a small amount of green beans to my meals, not tracking them. My weight was still flying down. And as I was reducing my carbs and my calories got very, very low to the point where all I was having was chicken and a little bit of carbs intra-workout, like carb powders, I started literally replacing all the carbs I was reducing with green beans. And before you know it, I was having about 200, 300 grams of cooked chicken with a kilo of green beans. Now, it's crucial you steam or boil them until they're soggy. You know, you probably get no nutrients when they're that soggy, but I had one goal for these green beans, and that was to fill my stomach. And I kid you not, with every meal, I think I was having like 2 big meals, maybe 3 big meals, I was having a kilo of green beans. If you cook them till they're soggy, use pepper and salt, maybe a little bit of very, very low calorie condiments or whatever, man, they're pretty much tasteless. So when you're starving and you're deep into a diet, they come in very handy. Yes, if you're not deep into a diet right now, this might seem disgusting to you, but trust me, when you've been in a deficit for weeks, if not months, these start to taste amazing. And I kid you not, 2 to 3 kilos of green beans a day. I did not feel hunger on this diet once. It was one of the most effortless diets I've ever done. Up until this point, I could only do mini cuts or, lose a little bit of fat. It had been a long time since I started seeing my abs come through. The diet was effortless. I couldn't recommend it enough. So listen, if you're wanting to hit the diet hard and you don't want to jump on the appetite suppressants, for good reason, and you're struggling with your dieting, then I talk about this all the time. Get a vegetable, a low calorie vegetable. I always find green beans to be some of the best, but you do you, peppers, mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever that may be. Bulk prep it and make it so it's very, very easily digestible, and you are laughing.